Oh, good. It went through. Please be good. Okay. This is a love and relationship reading for Virgo single people. So, Ozzy, I have a new little kitten now, and so my dog is preoccupied with the kitten and constantly wants to harass it. So, just when I thought I had solved my problems with animals and tech. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing really well. And I'm going to do things a little differently. Oh, gosh. I'm going to do things differently with this reading, or the readings for mainly August I'm doing. Ozzy, come on, buddy. Be a good boy, please. Be a good boy, okay? I'm going to break August up into 4 weeks. And so that might help with timing, or at least will give you something to watch every week. That's how I'm thinking of it anyway. This will be longer than the other relationship readings because I am doing 4 separate weeks. But I think it'll be worth it, honestly. Because then, again, you get to watch something every week. And I have tried to do Mercury retrograde. I've tried to do timestamps before, but it just didn't work. I tend to have a very strange effect on computers, phones, anything electrical. So it always does weird stuff that I can't explain. But I will put the numbers down below in the description. Eat the number and just skip there instead of having to watch the whole thing. I'm sure a lot of people watch these at different parts of the month. So, but before I do August, I'll do a little quick thing on the last little bits of July for you. So this, of course, is for Virgo rising sun and moon, along with Venus and Mars, because those are relationship planets. And single being you may be dating, you may be dabbling with dating, you may have crushes, someone may have a crush on you, but you don't necessarily consider yourself in an official relationship. I'm going to do a reading for those of you that are in relationships. So, and I'm sure some people would probably want to watch both. Okay. Sorry you caught me at a weird moment. I think that there's a search party going on in the mountains where I live because there's been helicopters going across the sky to the mountaintops for a while now. Okay. I'm just going to do a little quick thing for the rest of July right now. How are the single Virgo people doing? Okay. Oh, and for August, for clarifiers, I'm using, let me find a decent card. I'm using the White Rabbit Lenormand. And this is a new system for me. I've been learning it. And so I'm not an expert with Lenormand cards just yet, but I feel good enough with it at this point to be able to use them. So we'll see what happens. All right. What is this? Okay. This may or may not resonate. And I guess you'll just find out. So, for the last little bit of July, 2019. You have the Tower over the Chariot, two major arcana cards, and they're very in stark contrast with each other. This looks like something just now or recently has dramatically shifted. But something about something crumbling. Maybe some of you are watching a single reading because you just recently got out of a relationship. Or this could just be something going on in your life right now, this Tower. Whatever this Tower is, and we'll get into it on specifics, but it's basically an unsound structure that is coming crumbling down to the ground. Something about what you have thought of as your security or your stability or what you have been working with is now falling apart. Your structure is falling apart. And so that is almost forcing you to get in your car and go someplace else, because where you were before, either spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, where you were before is now no longer there, or it is crumbling. And so you're realizing you need to move forward and choose a new direction to go in, because the old direction is no longer working. An analogy for this would be if you are going someplace in your car, which is your chariot, or in your body, and you're on the road and you're sure of where you're going, you know exactly where you want to go, and you know what route to take, and you're on your way. But all of a sudden, a lightning storm hits and a giant tree falls in the middle of the road. And you realize, oh, you can't go down that road anymore. So you have to turn back around, go all the way back, and figure out a different route on how to get to where you're going. Something like that is going on right now. So let's look at the clarifiers. So with the Tower, there's the crossroad. And so because things have crumbled or something is dramatically changing, and so it's almost like it sounds intense, and it does not have to be this, but an example would be something like if you had some kind of a natural disaster happen and all of a sudden you're a refugee, or you have to go someplace else because where you were is no longer working. You're faced with a choice. Which way do you go? Well, while you're in your chariot, where do you want to go? What do you choose? You're at a crossroads. Part of whatever it is that has fallen apart had something to do with an unsound system that you were a part of, or a situation that was precarious to begin with anyway. Or maybe there was a power imbalance, or you feel as though you've been in a situation where you've possibly been bullied, or there's been a slightly dangerous situation going on where you definitely have not been happy. The bear here can mean a lot of different things, but I'm getting something about either your job fell apart or what you were planning on fell apart because of situations that are beyond your control. If you have recently left a relationship or recently become single from a relationship that happened before, it looks as if there was a power imbalance. Maybe this person tried to dominate you, or you felt as though you weren't. Someone attempted to control you, or you just felt stuck in a certain way, or you felt alone in the relationship, and so it has fallen apart. That's one option in here. But ultimately, whatever fell apart was not good for you anyway. So now you're faced with the crossroads in your chariot. So with the chariot, you have the ship. Geez, these are similar. You are definitely going someplace. You probably already know where you're going or where you want to go. You might be just thinking about logistics on how is that possible right now, or planning the trip or planning how you're going to carry this thing out. It seems as though you know exactly where you're going, or you are drawn someplace. You feel drawn to be someplace, if not physically, as in you're relocating or you're moving or you're even just traveling or going on some kind of a big trip. This can be where you're going in your life. You feel very sure about where you're going now, or you're determined to get there. So where are you headed towards? You have the heart. So could it be that you have fallen in love with someone while traveling, or you need to travel in order to find love? You haven't been able to find love where you're at, and so you may actually choose to relocate to a different area that you feel more comfortable with in order to be open to something new to come in, possibly, or someone may be traveling to you. Or you're just determined to keep on moving forward towards love, and not just romantic love, but all different kinds of love. This seems to be your impetus or your motive for moving now, is love. You want to feel as though you're going someplace and you're following your heart, or you're being called towards your heart. So that's the rest of July. You might be single, but interested in someone who's far away. You may be thinking about relocating to where they are, or they may be thinking of relocating. Yeah, I'm getting something here about you need the shift, some kind of a big shift. It looks as though you're going through a major metamorphosis right now. You're letting go of this old stuff, and you are determined to head towards love. So let's do 4 weeks in August. Let me lower this. This is for Virgo, singles, Virgo, rising, sun, moon, Venus, Mars, for love and relationships for August 2019. Okay. Okay. Let's see what this is. Ooh, looks pretty good so far. Wow. Okay. I'm going to show you your cards, and then I'll get started. I think I'm going to pull the clarifiers as I go. Okay. Your first card is the King of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles. Pretty nice, you guys. Three of Wands. The Five of Swords. The Four of Wands. And the Six of Wands. Wow. Okay. I don't know if you can hear the background noise, but if you hear it, it almost sounds like the dog is torturing the cat, but it's not quite like that. The cat totally instigates him. They both do it to each other. But sometimes it's disturbing even for me to listen to because it sounds like the kitten's being tortured, but it's not. Okay. This is pretty simple, but I'll pick clarifiers to go with it. You have the King of Swords over the Three of Wands. And so this is very clear to me. This is saying you have decided. Well, there's two different versions of this. One is you have decided, the King of Swords, to expand and go elsewhere or try new things or have new experiences, or something new that you have recently implemented or taken action on is starting to grow and open you up to many possibilities, which is this Three of Wands. Another way I can read this is that you, in the Three of Wands, are deciding to travel, expand, grow, choosing to try new things in order to connect with this King of Swords person. This could be an Aquarius specifically, but it does not have to be any sign. Could be an air sign, doesn't have to be any sign. Doesn't even have to be a man. But the King of Swords seems to have caught your eye, or you have caught his eye or her eye. That's another way I could read it. So let's look at the clarifiers. Nice, you guys. I don't even know if I want to make another one with that. Well, why not? Okay. So with this King of Swords, is the coffin and the whip. The King of Swords is reminding me of the lady in the whip right now. They both are holding weapons, let's face it. A whip is a weapon of sorts, or a prodding device to get to prod something or somebody, or to hurt somebody with. Same thing with a sword. I'm getting some kind of a tongue lashing in here. Or you are not only determined to end some kind of an old cycle that no longer works for you, you're over being polite at this point. That's what I'm getting. You will no longer deal with something. You're completely over something. You have buried it. This may be a relationship that you have ended or that has ended where you are determined to have this thing die, this old relationship. You don't want this to be on your mind anymore, or you don't want this to continue to crop up, or you may have been with someone who's verbally abusive or controlling or overly stern or disciplinarian or something, and you decided to end the relationship. Or you're determined to end an old cycle so that you can go towards something. But it seems like if something really has ended and you're determined to have it stay dead, as in no reconciliations, no contact, you're done. It seems as though you tried for a long time to be reasonable with this person or with this situation, but it got so bad that by the end of it, you almost became cold in response to it, and it has ended. Or this is how the other person was. I'm not sure. If this has nothing to do with a previous relationship, then you are determined to do something completely different than an old situation where you felt like you weren't treated fairly, or you just had to deal with really difficult people, and you decided to completely end this. It almost looks cruel to me. But down below it, with the Three of Wands, you have the Sun. Let's put it like this. You actually look really optimistic and excited to me. You look like you have decided to go towards your happiness, which is the Sun here. Or that you're determined to express yourself the way that you truly want to in your life and do the things that you always wanted to do, or that you do want to do, to follow your dreams, to follow your heart, to follow your bliss, to follow your happiness. And with these two, you have the dog. I just love this image, which is loyalty. Loyalty and companionship and deep friendship bonds, loyal bonds. You may be deciding to go see a best friend who lives far away from you, or you are determined to follow and open yourself up to your bliss, your happiness, and what you are loyal to in your heart. What you are loyal to in your heart can be many different things. You can be loyal in your heart to a person. You can be loyal in your heart to a dream. You can be loyal in your heart to a particular location. There's something in here that you feel very strongly that you need to go towards this, or open yourself up to it, or to allow it to unfold. If this is a possible love interest, it looks as if there's genuine feelings here, and this person feels like a best friend or is a very loyal person. Could possibly be a Leo, which is very different from this past person who's the opposite energy. Doesn't have to be any particular sign, but this is someone who makes you feel happy and someone who is loyal, who's calm, who's patient, who's tolerant, and loving. If this isn't a person, this is you choosing to follow what you are loyal to in your heart and to express your heart and get away from whatever this is. It's probably that Tower that came up earlier. So that's the first week of August. In the second week of August, I want to know what that is. What is that? Okay. It seems as if you're in transition and you're going someplace that, or you're going to someone, or you're going to someplace that feels like home to you, or you're going to where the love is. But anyway, so this is the second week of August. You have the Ace of Pentacles over the Five of Swords. The Ace of Pentacles week of August. It looks as if you're on your way, or you're there, or you're beginning something new, or something is definitely happening that is concrete, that is new. Could be a new job, a new location, a new home, a potential new relationship, or somebody that you have met, or just simply feeling renewed, just in general. Down below it is the Five of Swords, which is cruelty. Again, I'm getting a bunch of things in here to do with cruelty that you're getting away from. I don't know. I'm not getting specifics on this. It could be a cruel person that you're getting away from, or a cruel situation, or a cruel job, or something, or a location that you definitely have not been happy with. But whatever the specifics about this happen to be, it's the energy. The energy is you're on your way, or you're arriving in a new situation, but you're still processing this cruelty somehow, or there's something about this that's still trying to get to you. So first, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to show you the bottom first. So with the Five of Swords, you have the scythe. You are the virgins. You have a scythe in the zodiac, your symbol, the virgin or the maiden, which represents the pure mind without being energy, self-contained energy that is very intelligent. And you have your scythe always. You can use that scythe, and you do oftentimes with your tongue, or your words, or how you think, or by using constructive criticism, or knowing what to do, or knowing what to cut out, or knowing what to change in order to have things function in the best way, or to harvest. So it looks as if you have cut this Five of Swords out with your scythe in order to make new room in your life for something new to grow. Whatever that situation was that was cruel has officially been cleared out. But something about it, you might still be thinking about it. Or you might be still just processing the whole thing. But this, I'm getting for some of you, if this is a person, or even if it's a cruel ex-boss, or some kind of unjust situation, I'm kind of getting the feeling for a few of you that this person or thing might try to come back to tamper with you, or try to bother you again. But with the Ace of Pentacles, you have the key, which is spiritual help, synchronicity, small miracles, things working out for you right when you think that things are messed up. If you look at this little white rabbit, the door is locked, and he needs to get through onto the other side, but he doesn't know how. And along comes a guide, an angel, a dear friend, a loyal friend, beneficial spirits, to arrange things so the little rabbit has what it needs to get onto the other side, which is the dove here holding the key that he needs. Just when he thinks there's no way that this can happen, something comes along that gives him what he needs in order to make it happen. So I'm kind of getting that you're going off of faith here, or you're going off of trust, that you just have to do this. There might be something about this, whatever it is, that is uncertain. or you're uncertain about it, or you've done what you can and you've planned what you can, but there is no way of knowing exactly what will happen. You just know that you have to start this new beginning. But you will be helped along the way by spirit in very tangible ways, with omens, signs, synchronicities, things that work out of nowhere that will help you to get away from whatever this is, or be done with it so that you can cultivate this new seed in your life. And again, this new seed might have something to do with a new home. This is the house here. You may have decided to leave home, or you may be going to a new home, or you're going to somebody or something that feels like home, that feels secure, safe, and comfortable, where you can cultivate. In front of the house, there's this woman. There's the little white rabbit again. There's this woman in her beautiful garden. You need a scythe in order to make room for new seeds to grow in your big, beautiful garden that will someday bloom fully, but this is just the beginning of it right now. You have cleared things away with your scythe, and you will have spiritual help with planting your new seeds so that you will eventually be exactly where you need to be in your big, beautiful garden that has bloomed from all of your seeds you're planting now. So it seems like a really transitory time right now in the third week of August. Now this is cool. There's the Queen of Pentacles over the Four of Wands. This is amazing. This may be somebody, this Queen of Pentacles could very well be you. This could also be another person. Could be an earth sign possibly, or a Capricorn, but it does not have to be any specific sign. If this is a person who's coming in, or that you have recently met, or you have known before, but now is the beginning of the relationship, for some of you, if this is something new, it looks as if it's getting off to a really good start that has the potential to grow into something that is stable, fruitful, creative, and possibly long-lasting. This can also be a new business. This could be a new location, a new business, a new project that you're doing. You're off to a really great start and things have stabilized now. This is the third week of August. Or you're feeling more sure of what you're doing now. Or you feel more established. Maybe you've arrived to where you're going. Literally, if some of you are moving or traveling, the third week of August may be when you arrive and you get there and you're able to start building, or you're able to start creating your new life. If this doesn't have to do with actually physically moving, it's the same thing, just in a different way. It feels as if you know what you're doing now, or you feel more secure now. Before you were in transition, now it looks like things have stabilized and they're no longer in such transition. So some of you may be buying land or a house, or deciding to build roots someplace else. So let me see what I can get. Someone may be traveling to you, too. Okay. This is something that you have strategized for a long time. You've been pretty smart about all of this. I don't know who this is for, but this is for someone. You've done a really good job planning or just figuring out the best way, most efficient way to do this. And it's working out in your favor. So, I have to say it out loud. Somebody's ex thinks that you were conniving or cunning about it. It's like you planned your escape before you left. But that's just their opinion. That's not what went down, and you know that. So, if that's you. So, with this Queen of Pentacles could be or a person, Earth person, Capricorn person, or just a grounded, fruitful, creative, calm person that is very loyal to you. This can also be a friend too, but this can also be a new partner or a new love interest. It looks as though some of you have arrived to where you're going. You have been the rider in your vehicle going to this beautiful place, or this place where you feel more secure, where you have what you need, or you will have what you need. You've arrived at some kind of a land or a destination or a house or some kind of place where you have a lot of opportunities available to you. If this is a job, this is you have arrived at your new job. This can also be somebody traveling to come see you too. But this person is definitely coming in. And if it's you, you are arriving where someone else is. And if this is a potential relationship, it looks like a very lucky one. Or just as long as you're starting a new life or a new situation for yourself, you will have massive amounts of luck with this. And it will prove to be stable, and you will be able to count on this new life or this new expression going on in your life. It just looks really fortunate to me. You feel blessed. So for the last month of August, or if you're looking for love, if you're traveling to go find love, it looks as if you find it. So the last week of August, you have the Six of Pentacles over the Six of Wands, two sixes together. You will have victory, success, good luck. You will be treated fairly. You will have what you need. You may even be given some kind of a great gift. Whatever that stuff was before was so bad that you knew you had to do this, and you've been so gung-ho about it and believe in it so much that it has happened. And so expect to be treated fairly, expect to be appreciated, expect reciprocity, expect to be successful. And let me see. And that goes in many different areas of your life. Let me see what the clarifiers are for these. Okay. Watching and off, have you recently published a book, or you're receiving your royalties from a book that you recently had published, or something that was closed off to you before has now opened up? Whoa. You're receiving money for the last week of August. You're receiving money, you're receiving blessings, appreciation for something that you have discovered, or something that you have learned, or something that you have opened up that was closed previously, or because of a book that you have written, or something about a book that you read inspired you to such a degree that it's caused certain things to actually happen in your life based off of a change in your thoughts or your attitudes or what you learned from this. Something about your mind has been expanded. And because of that, you are attracting more luck to yourself, or more reciprocity, or more abundance, or more support. Something about this might have something to do with spirituality, or something that you feel was led to you by spirit or brought to you by spirit. I don't know why I'm getting it, but do you know those, you know how famous songwriters or writers or musicians will say that it just came to them without them thinking about it. Like a lot of musicians all of a sudden get a full-blown song from beginning to end with all of the parts to it in their head, and all they have to do is write it down. Or artists like Michelangelo, I think that was him, that carved people out of stone that looked so real, they looked like they would move any second. He said that the bodies were hidden in the stone, and all he had to do was let them out. They just kind of formed themselves. Or writers, where you wake up and the entire story for the book is in your head, and all you have to do is write it, or the answer comes to you. Something like that. You had some kind of an inspiration that was brought to you by spirit, and you decided to carry it out or do it or believe in it, and because of that, you're receiving something back from it now. That's for someone. And also, your loved ones that have passed away are around you a great deal at this time, where you may again be receiving omens, signs, synchronicities, strange things happening that lead you to believe that spirit is looking out for you, or your loved ones are still with you. Something. So with those is the letter. You may receive positive news about something. This news may take a little bit to get to you. It may not be an instant message. You might be awaiting this message for a little bit until it comes. But it looks as if the news are good and you feel very happy about something. Some kind of information you receive makes you incredibly happy. If somebody watching has not been sure whether they could afford the college that they wanted, or that they would be accepted to the college that they wanted, it looks as if you get the grants that you need to pay for your schooling, and you get the letter that you're accepted by the school. That's for someone. And your guides have been helping a lot with this, or something like that. So down below, you have the Six of Wands with the fish. So again, you've had success with something that you put a lot of your effort into, and it has paid off literally. You have some kind of money coming to you, or you don't have to worry about money anymore, or you don't have to worry about not having what you need. You will have what you need and more. You're feeling extremely fortunate right now. If this is about a relationship coming in, it will be a successful relationship. Both of you look highly intelligent, both of you look spiritual, and both of you are abundant together. But again, if this is, I mean, obviously this is a singles reading. If this is a new relationship coming in, it will be successful, but take your time with it. Don't rush anything. You don't have to worry about it leaving or going away or disappearing. So hopefully that helped or made sense for you. I've drank way too much coffee. I can tell my energy is a little bit different. Well, I love you guys very much. Hopefully that will be helpful. And It's probably going to take me a couple of days, but I will put the numbers on the description box on where the weeks are located in this video so you can find them more easily. Okay, you guys, take care.